But we have comments to address. Oh yes, comments. There's really only one in particular that I'm going to address tonight. It's received a lot of attention on my personal page and on other places, but I wanted to keep on highlighting it here. So here we go. Angela Carrier to Godless Engineer. I need some help. I'm chronically ill, and 95% of the support I get is God will heal you, take care of you, loves you. How do you tactfully repeat yourself in thanks for the thought, but you're making me uncomfortable? I don't understand the intention, or I understand the intention is meant with goodness, but it's hurting me. I don't believe in God. People can't seem to respect that.
Meet me in the comment section and you get schooled, bitch. The Godless Engineer.
And I said that, if you want to message the page, I can get you into a support group, which actually, has garnered a lot of people wanting to get into that group. So, I've got a few people that I'm working on getting into it now. It's a very closely guarded group. We try to keep it only for those that are really needing that kind of support. Because it is pretty strict. But then, there's Laura Johnson over here. Apparently her sister. Then don't ask us for help. It's fine if you don't believe in God, but the majority of your supporters do. They are praying for you. I am praying for you. I am your sister. I don't care if my prayers make you uncomfortable. It's the only way I know how to support you. I can't make anything better, but when you need me, I will be there. Suck it up, bitch. We love you. God damn. You gotta love the love of Christ. Christ. To have your sister come on to a public thread like that, because this is to the public page. This isn't like private in the group or anything. This is to the public page. This is just horrible for this bitch of a sister to say. And I have been using the word cunt very loosely lately. Well, not loosely, but very conservatively. But she's a cunt, is what she is. I don't think there's enough words you could call this bitch. But to actually say, I don't care if it makes you uncomfortable, it only makes me feel better. So that's how I'm going to support you. There's several things that this person could do to actually help her sister. And that would be, bring her some food, give her some company. I have friends that I would, at a drop of a hat, go and help. If some of them weren't so far away, I know that I would be able to help them any single weekend. So I think that by this person doing that, I think that she's just making baby Jesus cry. I'm planning on doing a little bit more in-depth video about this because I asked for actual opinions on how to help in this situation, because I know that she's not the only person to deal with this. But for me, the only thing that I can really say as far as the actual thing here to actually help is that I know that it seems like you're being a broken record. I know that they're not listening. I know that they are going to keep on saying that they're praying for you or relating to God or whatnot, but unless you're just going to throw up your hands and be like, fuck it, look, and just I guess make a scene with your family or something like that just to get them to hear you out. But either way, it's not going to it's not going to end well. You have to come to terms with the fact that people are just not going to be able to separate God from themselves. The only way that they know how to help is to spout off a whole bunch of God stuff, because that's the only way that they know how to rationalize it. That's the only way that they know how to help. It's not really helping you, it's helping themselves. They are helping themselves get over, feeling bad that they can't help you. That's what they're doing. they're only helping themselves. And if you have a bitch like this, they're not looking to help you. They're not looking to be a family member. They're not looking to be any kind of positive force in your life. So there's no real reason to keep a person like that in your life. Me personally, I have cut a few people out of my life because of, not just because of religion, but because of other aspects of them. Religion was just a single attribute. Because they would poke at me and prod at me and get me, to respond in the ways that they wanted me to respond, like in hateful ways, They would poke at me like that. And it's not good for you to subject yourself to that. So at some point, you have to realize that it is just better to let go and be okay with that. This first one comes from the Friendly Atheist, and he posted it today. And it's about these parents that are freaking out over Islam being taught in their children's world history class. And this is the thing that the parents sent back with their child's homework. And that's, my son will not be a part of this in any sort of way. This is bad teaching material. He will not partake. If you have a problem with it, call our lawyer. And then lists a whole bunch of Bible verses. And then, seriously? And points to the QR code where they can hear that. And then, summary of section 3, Islamic beliefs and practices. How about Christian practices? That sheet has never come home this year or last. I mean, okay, for one thing, in America, people get bombarded with Christian practices and beliefs all the time. Getting a little bit of culture is not a bad thing. In a world history class, learning about Islamic beliefs is, that's going to come up. I mean, just because you haven't seen the Christian part of it come up yet, as far as the world beliefs go, I don't think that you should lose your crap just yet. And I remember specifically in school learning almost exclusively about Christian stuff. Like, not like Christian practices, beliefs, and all that other stuff. I mean, you get that at church, okay? That's where you get that stuff at. You don't get teachings about what Islam teaches and whatnot at church. It belongs in a world history class, but also in a world history class belongs, teachings about Christian history, and that would include, Martin Luther and, even our own, in America, the whole reason why we became a country is rooted in, us escaping Christian persecution and whatnot. And so it's just ridiculous that somebody would have a problem with this, in my view. I would love to know what y'all's opinion on this is. All right. Akira 625. I am too, there, Lucy. Normally I would have this thing all set up to be shared while I'm streaming as well, but, today is a kind of a slacker day, so yeah. Okay, so Akira 625. Leave it to Ray Comfort to take advantage of a tragedy, especially before all the facts are in. Fuck that asshole. Yeah, he said that the guy who did the shooting the other day. Hey there, Chris. But yeah, screw that guy. He sucks. Yeah, my son just got home, so. Kane. Starkraving Kane says, I want people who are willing to pray for me to do so. The reason I say this is that they are praying and they can't be bugging the F out of me. That's one reason to want them to pray for you, I guess. But yeah, I don't really like when people are like, "Oh, I'll pray for you," it doesn't mean anything to me. I'd love to hear what you guys think about people praying for you or whatnot, saying, "Oh, I'm gonna pray for you." And to me, it doesn't really mean all that much, because I feel like it's just, them stroking their own egos or making themselves feel better.
No.
Yeah, that's right, Chris. Yeah. I've got 3 dogs, and they freak out when the grass grows.
Ba 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 ba. Let's see that. I'll see an instant replay.
Xander, you're gonna unplug something, son. Calm down. Okay.
Ba ba ba.
Xander, please stop, son. Xander, please stop, son. Xander, listen to me. Listen to me. Okay. Everybody says good morning. Alright, Circular Logic says, yep, I agree. Acting like the true religious, they will want to explain things in black and white and fail to see the complexity of the situation and complexity of the suspect's mind. You will hear it happened because he was filling worldview here. One singular reason. Yeah, I agree. It's never a simple answer when it comes to these things. It's never one answer. It's never one thing. It's usually an amalgam of different reasons. It's usually a very complex and deep situation. Me personally, I think if you had to go down into it and really tag one particular thing to it, I think that it would be mental illness. I think that the guy was mentally ill. I think that there was something wrong with him mentally. So I think that if you had to attribute it to one single thing, I think it would have to be that. And then here's Fifi. Hey John, as a skeptic, I think it's important for us to set an example for everyone else. Instead of reacting, tell everyone to hold up on making judgments until the facts are out. The media's reaction to the shooting and similar shootings has always been a reaction. Let's change that by telling everyone to wait for the facts first. And generally, yeah, I do. I do that. I try to wait for the facts. But considering you had Ray Comfort, and you had other people that were like, he's targeting Christians and stuff, I felt like just an initial, an initial statement, needed to be said or whatever, which, other people did, but I still felt compelled to do it too. Stating that, that it's not a good thing to hate people in that way, to hate people just for being religious. And I have multiple times in the past said, hey, don't, you need to wait for the facts first and then make a judgment. If you were to go and look at my Jacqueline Glenn blog post that I did, which I'll try to link down below, but if you go and you look at that Jacqueline Glenn post, I'd say you need to wait. And even at the beginning of that video, I said, hey, we need to just step back, and we need to wait for the facts to come in. We don't need to rush to judgment. And I get criticized. I usually get criticized pretty heavily when it's cases like shootings or whatever. Jesus Freak here says he is a Christian. I have not read this completely yet, so this is my first time reading this. But Jesus Freak says, I am a Christian, if you haven't already noticed by my name. And I believe anyone who resents anybody must resent them because of who the person is or what they have done. It's good. If they must resent them, I do believe you shouldn't resent anyone. Not based on religion, race, sexual preference, etc. If you do resent somebody based on these reasons, I believe you are intolerant. One thing I don't like that Christians and atheists both do, and others I'm sure, they seem to act like the other is evil, no matter what they do. I work for a company called 3D Systems, a 3D printing company. We have a lot of atheists with PhDs and a lot of Christians with PhDs that I work closely with. I do not think because I'm a Christian that my atheistic coworkers are evil. And he does not think I am evil. When we have lunch together once a week, for crying out loud, makes me mad. Yeah, I don't think that religious people are evil by nature. I think that religion is a good scapegoat for people to be evil. And with how accepted that religion and Christianity is accepted in America, I think that it allows them to get away with more things than, say, somebody without religion would be able to get away with. They would be able to, sexually abuse people a lot longer than somebody else would. I mean, just because of the acceptance that religion gets in America. Jonesy. Cool content, but the background music is distracting. Maybe lower it a bit? Noted. I've been having a little bit of trouble with this, just a little bit. So constructive criticism like this is always good to get. My son's pretty wound up this morning. Okay, Michael Jordan. Yeah, it's not out of the realm of possibility as an attribute, but calling him an atheist while he believes in supernatural realms or beings is fundamentally incompatible. We will see the circus act from Christians and Islam soon. Yeah, generally, I mean, if you're not practicing Christianity exactly like what they want, or practicing a faith that Christians want, you're immediately labeled as like an atheist or something. Unless you're like Islamic or whatever. And last comment for today is the last of the Americans. He would have murdered innocent people regardless of being religious or not. He was a psychopath. Most people in our society should look at each other like human beings instead of posting social tags. What is important to me is whether or not you are a decent and good-willed person. Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree. If people want to murder other people... yeah. If somebody wants to murder somebody else, it's not going to. I mean, they're gonna find a way. They're gonna find a way to accomplish their goal. Whether they have a gun, whether they have a spoon, whether they have a phallic-shaped object in their hand. It doesn't matter what they have. If they want to kill somebody, they're going to kill somebody. So to me, it doesn't really matter what the weapon is. I mean, if he didn't have a gun, he could have easily had a bomb. He could have easily had an amalgam of different things that could have caused way more damage. So that's why I'm really timid. I'm timid about putting the blame on, gun control and all that kind of stuff. Because the guy would have killed people whether or not he had a gun. I mean, that's just a simple fact of it. So, out for yourself. Another thing is the Oregon shooting. Of course, I've got a video out talking about my initial reaction to that. But there's also the curious fact that conversely to the narrative that's been put out that the Oregon shooters specifically targeted Christians, that's actually not the case. And I'd like to say hi to everybody in the chat: Moose Girl, Moral Atheist, Lucy, Hector, Lily, everybody everybody that might be watching. But apparently he didn't specifically target Christians, but he did ask people about their faith, and if they were Christian, basically he was telling them, well, I'll see you in a few minutes, and then he shot them. He also did randomly spray bullets places and hit people, so it doesn't seem like he was specifically shooting people, although people might have focused on him asking them about their faith and then shooting them and whatnot. Hardcore Gamer Kid, hi, good morning. We're going to be starting Skyrim here in a moment. This story is also down below, how the Oregon shooter was not specifically targeting Christians, and but everybody is throwing this stuff into full effect already. One of these comes from Doug Gooden. He said, "Our God is able to stop the bullet, but even if he does, even if he does not, we will not deny the Lord Jesus." Daniel 3:17-18. I am a Christian. Of course, I'm not exactly sure what Daniel 3:17 and 18 is talking about exactly, but hey, just curious, how am I coming through on y'all's end? On my end over here, it's kind of jumping a little bit. So let me know. But anyways, yeah, and my response, as you can see here, it's, so Jesus chose those people to die today? Which was actually on a Thursday. But, he said, he saw the bullets and was like, nope, Gossip Girl is on. And that's the ridiculousness that is this thing, this whole I'm a Christian, being proud to be Christian. It's not that you can't be proud to be who you are or have the beliefs that you have. It's what Christianity does to you. But yeah, it's what Christianity causes you to do and think, and to think that, well, God's able to do it, but you know, even if he doesn't, we're still not going to deny him. I mean, that's just an abusive mindset. It's an abusive mindset that it puts people in. Or an abused mindset, really. See what Heidi says. Oh yeah, Heidi, this is a good reason. I'm a Christian because God. You don't need to give me a reason that you're a Christian. You can be Christian for whatever reason. But I mean, that just seems like a rather... It seems like an answer that I would give if I was making fun of a Christian. Josiah Martin. Gun laws don't disarm criminals. A transformed heart and life is the only solution. Christ is the answer. Now, it's been shown, or rather it's been said, through his supposed manifesto, in his supposed manifesto, he states that he was working for Satan or whatnot, and that he wanted to be, to serve Satan. Yeah, I know. Talking about pancakes. And you know, to say that Christ is the answer, that's really disingenuous, you know, because there are plenty of people out there that have Christ that still do horrible things. Catholic priests, they have Christ, but they still molest kids. Not all of them, you know, of course. I'm specifically talking about the ones that actually molest kids, but I'm just saying that, you know, it's just, throw some Jesus on that bitch.
Bitches love Jesus.
Bitches love Jesus. Oh man, but yeah, so Christ is not just the only answer. In this case, it is indeed mental health and good mental health that would be the answer. Alright, I'm a Christian. Nothing will stop my Christian values or beliefs. You know, this is just... I am a Christian. You can ridicule me, you can torture me, you can kill me, but you cannot change my mind. I don't think that you should change your mind over violence. I don't think that you should be forced to change your mind about anything, but at the same time, I can't name one single belief that I have that I would die over. Like, I would die for somebody in my life. Like, I would die for my wife. I'd die for my son. But, like, I wouldn't die for evolution, you know? I wouldn't die, like, if someone was like, admit Jesus is real and you believe in Jesus, or die. I mean, I would have to say, okay, fine, I believe in Jesus. Holy shit. Huh?
I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't hold evolution as a belief so near and dear to my heart that I would give up my life for it. But in the case of the shooting here, I would say that he wasn't really asking them about their beliefs as far as, oh, well, should I shoot him? Wait, are you Christian? Oh, fuck yeah, I'm shooting you. And, you know, that's not why he was shooting them. I mean, it just came up as like a casual conversation. It's like, oh, okay, are you Christian? I'll see you on the other side. Bam! Is what he did. And, you know, that's the reason why I was asking him. Justin says, I have to say, if these idiots believe that Christ is going to save them from a bullet and do not have the sense to duck, then it's just natural selection, thinning the gene pool, as it were. Yeah, I'd say so. I do have my own version of this I Am a Christian meme, and I'll post that on the GE page later, which you can go down below and check out if you want to. Plug. Do you know why a Christian is willing to die for his Lord? Ask a Christian today! Yes, I would like to know why you would die for just a debunked old idea. You know, I wouldn't even die for evolution, and it is a fact. I wouldn't die for gravity. You know, I mean, if somebody is like, you know, deny gravity, it's like, okay, fine, fuck, I deny gravity, get the gun out of my face. But willing to die for his Lord, I'm starting to feel, I'm really starting to feel like these people would love to die in the name of Christ. Like, they are, like right now, there are a significant population in America that are actually sad that they didn't die in Oregon for Jesus. Like, I'm pretty sure Joshua Fierstein is standing off to the side with his sad puppy dog look, being like, why can't I die for God? I'm not saying that there aren't other problems. I'm saying in this specific instance that he did have some mental problems. I mean, he wanted to serve Satan. He was verifiably bonkers. I am a Christian. I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. Okay, there's millions of people that aren't ashamed of the gospel of Christ. That's another thing that I have, is that I get that these people are proud to be Christian. I get it, and that's good. But don't act like you know, it's a shameful thing to be a Christian in America. That's what really pisses me off, is this attitude of people that act like it's shameful to be Christian in America. It's not. It really isn't. You know what? Even now, it's still shameful to be part of the LGBT community in America. There are still people out there that are being shunned from their family because they're LGBT. There are people out there that are being shunned because they are atheist. They're being shunned for so many other different reasons because they're fat, like me. They're being shunned. So that's what gets me, is that they're acting like it's shameful to be a Christian in America when it's just really not. Okay, and then there's another police office, a sheriff's office, that is responding to a request to have their In God We Trust taken off their police cars. Yeah, I know, hardcore gamer kid. I know you do. We're gonna get. I'm almost done. So there's Annie Lori Gaylor from the Freedom for Religion Foundation. She sent them a letter saying, "Hey, you know, you got to take this off there," and they just responded with "No" in big letters. And I think that's just that's rich. Amoral is listening to is playing it's better than Go Fly a Kite, yeah. Amoral is down there playing Super Smash Brothers while hearing me talk. I'm glad that my voice is that soothing, I guess.